good, YouTube? It's your boy Lito Effects back at again with another video. In this video, guys, I'm gonna be talking about how I managed to catch over 350 pips on US30 in one trade today. I'm gonna be giving you guys the entry, the exit, my overall top-down analysis on why I took this trade and why I was confident with this trade. So with that being said, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button on this video. And also, I caught this trade for my free Telegram chat that's in the description below. Also, I caught this for my paid Signals chat, and they both capitalized on the whole move. If you want to join the Signals chat, just make sure you hit the link below and it'll take you directly to my website and you'll be able to purchase them from there. So with that being said, guys, peace out. Make sure, like I said, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, because I'm dropping bangers all 2022. And also, if you want to follow my trading progress, you also can follow me on Instagram at Mike.Lito. It's M-I-K-E, the period sign, L-I-T-O, Mike.Lito. Appreciate you guys. Let's hop on these charts and let's get this trade breakdown started. This is the trade breakdown that I had on my actual chart. I don't like to delete my charts, so I'm not going to give you guys this one because it's going to be a little too messy for you guys to like completely even understand. Like this probably hurt your eyes, but it's a lot of data on here from previous trades, like all these ghost patterns and stuff are previous trades. So I'm going to go to my clean chart, the one I use for my actual Signals chat. That way nobody gets confused, right? So right here on US30, so I'll even go ahead and start on the daily time frame. That's one thing you have to pay attention to when you're trading. You always want to go to a higher time frame just to get the overall picture, because like I stressed in my other previous videos, every line that you draw on your chart is supposed to tell you a story. So you want to kind of get the data from the highest possible story that you can, and then that way you work your way down and you're able to form that story just from a higher time frame. So on the daily right here, we can see this is the next day. So this is the actual candle from the actual drop, but we can see that this was a previous level of resistance right here. So if I draw a line, we can see that on the daily, let's see, black, and let's make this red. So we can see right here on this daily level of this support and resistance, we can see that the story on this resistance level right here is every time price touched this red line, it dropped. So that's on the daily time frame. We could see that price came to this line 4 times and dropped. So the moment that we came back up to this daily trend line, I was automatically looking for sales just because of the story on this overall time frame right here. So now we could drop down to the 4-hour. We could see from this area right here, we dropped big time. We dropped big time and we dropped again. So when we got to that area, I was already looking for sales, right? So this is the 4-hour time frame. Let's delete this. So on this 4-hour time frame, we could see that we broke this overall 4-hour downtrend trend line and we retested it, right? So we came up here and this was our most recent high right here. So we could see that this is our most recent high. So once we got up to this high too, I was kind of anticipating a double bottom. I mean, not a double bottom, a double top. So we got to this area on this 4-hour time frame. As we could see, price came up to this area and respected this level of resistance really well. So we can see right here that price was in an overall uptrend. The story on this time frame was every time price this black line, it shot up. It shot up from here, boom. So we understood that. But when you're trading on higher time frames, you don't want to just trade on the overall higher time frames on an intraday basis. So if you're trading intraday, you're trading daily, like day to day, then you're not going to just take all 4-hour moves. So you're going to be able to capitalize on smaller time frame moves and still get paid. So that's what I did exactly on this trade. I went down to the smaller time frames, broke this thing down, and then that's how I was able to execute. So we can see right here though also that we started to get a pattern. So I want you guys to take notes of this. Some note takers are money makers, so definitely make sure you grab a notebook and pay attention to these patterns I'm about to show you. So we can see right here, anytime you get this pattern in the market, you get a big impulse, and usually what I teach is like we get this flag pattern. So you get a correction, then you get a continuation. That's what happens normally. But sometimes in the market, you get this pattern where you get an impulse and then you get like a ascended channel and you get this. And then oftentimes price drops, retest, and this is your entry for this sell. And that's exactly what happened right here. So as you guys can see right here on this 4-hour time frame, we had this impulse move up followed by this ascending channel pattern right here. So we can see that we got this ascending and then we broke, retested, and dropped again. So this was your entry for this sell right here. But as we drop down to the smaller time frames, you guys are going to be able to see it on the smaller time. The same pattern happened again, right? So we can see right here that on the 1 hour, after price respected this trend line, price gave us another impulse move up. Price shot up, boom. But then if we drop down to a smaller time frame, like the 15-minute, we could see it gave us that same exact pattern. So we could see impulse, and then it gave us that ascended channel. Boom, boom, boom. And then we were looking for the break, the retest, and then look for this overall drop. So we could see that actually happen. But before we get to that, I want to show you another thing, right? So, like I said, in order to capitalize on smaller time frame moves, you have to be able to know, for one, where you're at in the market, for two, when to get in the market, and for three, when to get out the market. So on this right here, I already understood that we were at this, we had this ascended channel from previous right here. So I'll draw this trend line, boom. So we had this ascended channel pattern right here. And like I said, once you get that, once you get that ascended channel and then you get the break and the retest, that's when you take the sell. So we can see we are here, impulse, ascended channel pattern, break, retest, and that was a sell. So that was a previous trade. But for this overall trade, like I said, we caught this drop right here, and this was over 300 pips, right? Boom. So breaking this down, we could see that this was an overall trend line break. So paying attention to that pattern, let me just draw it one more time so you guys can see. We got an impulse, and then we was followed by a ascended channel. So we broke this trend line, retested it. That's your entry to catch this sell. So we could see that price broke this level right here. This trend line that we had, this ascended channel, we broke it. We broke it right here, right? Trend line break. So now, in the back of my mind, I already had a feeling that if price was to come back to this trend line, we could respect it. So price came up to this trend line right here and gave us a rejection. So if I zoom into this candle, you can see that we had a rejection candle right here. This was I forget, an evening or morning star, whatever pattern it is. That's the pattern it was, right? So boom, we had that. So now we had that in the back of our head. And then if we drop down to the 15-minute, we could see we got that overall same pattern I was just telling you guys. We had this impulse followed by this overall ascended channel pattern. So like I said, let me just draw it. We had this pattern right here. Oops. Right here. Boom. So this is the trend line that I had on this. So if I show you guys my overall analysis, let's bring this over here for this. So this is the trade that I called out for my signals chat, right? I said I was looking to sell us30 and I was looking for this Fibonacci. So I'm going to tell you why I had this Fibonacci on there. So once we broke this this trend line, let's go ahead and make this blue because this is a minor structure trend line, right? This is a minor structure trend line. So minor structure can always easily be broken. So you have to understand that. So this was kind of a risky trade, but in the same time, we kind of had a lot of confluences with this trade, right? So we understood that we had this impulse. Plus, another confluence that we had was when price gave us this impulse. I talk about this in my market structure video, so make sure you guys go see it. I mean, make sure you guys go watch it. I'm actually pop it up on the screen right here so you guys can see it. But we can see that when price gave us this impulse, it never gave us a correction. It only gave us that pattern. But we can see that we broke these highs right here, right? So this was a previous level of resistance right here. We had this previous level of resistance that was broken. But in the back of my mind, I knew that this previous level of resistance never got retested. So anytime, like I said, the market moves in 3 phases: impulse, correction, continuation. And I said in the video that anytime a market breaks an area, it likes to come back to that area, right? So with that being said, this level of resistance never got broken. So I was aiming for it to come back down to the zone. So like I said, so now we understand that we had this impulse with no correction or no pullback that we never got this area retested. So keep that in the back of your head. Plus we had this overall trend line break and retest, and that was just like the icing on the cake. So we had this minor structure trend line break and retest, and then also we had this major structure break and retest. So you guys always got to pay attention, know where you're at in the market. So if I go to a higher time frame, this is where I caught this trend line. So I saw that we had this impulse, and then we got this pattern, we had this break. We never had a retest of this trend line. So once price came up to this trend line, that's when I knew, like, okay, we could potentially be looking for sales. And then that's when I said, like I said, I dropped down to a smaller time frame to get a precise entry. So if we look at this on a minor structure, just on a minor structure standpoint, we can see we have a point A to point B for this fib. We can see that this hit this negative 27. This never even pulled back to 23.6. So this was never a valid like pullback or anything. So once price hit this negative 27 and was in alignment with this retest of this trend line right here, I knew for a fact that we had to be going down. So now this is where the entry comes in. So we had these confluence. We had this 1 hour break and retest of this trend line, and then we got this overall divergence pattern. So we can see right here, I already have it marked. We had divergence. So divergence is when one thing is doing one thing and then the other is doing the other, if that makes sense. Probably not, probably just confused. But we can see we're going up right here and then we're going down right here. So that is divergence. So I already knew once we got this pattern, we were starting to form divergence. So we also could see though on this minor structure trend line, this minor structure, we could see that we were in an uptrend, right? Boom. So like I talked about in my market structure video, once you get a break of like a previous low or a previous like area of market structure, then you know that that trend is no longer valid. So we on this minor structure trend line, even if I go to the 5 minute, we could see that this trend, this low got broken right here. So like it's not by a lot, but that gave us a point A to point B for our fibs, right? So now we can see right here we had a point A to point B. Boom. So then price pulled back to our 88.6 on our trend line. So this gives us multiple confluence. We had a trend line break and retest, and then we were also at a 1 hour trend line break and retest. We had divergence at this area. So that gave me the confidence to take this trade. So let me show you guys right here on this Taliban's. I caught this right after this trend line break and retest. Boom. I gave out the take profits. And TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, TP5, TP6. TP6 was the ultimate zone at the bottom right here. So this is how I knew, like, okay, if it's going to come anywhere, it's going to come back to the zone that was broken and retested. So right here we can see, usually like I teach in my Fibonacci video, TP1 is usually the 0, TP2 is negative 27, and TP3 is usually the negative 61.8. So we could see that price pulled back to our 88.6, smacked all our TPs, then eventually came back down to that zone. From this area right here, when I entered, it was over 398 pips. So that is exactly how I caught over 350 pips on US30. So if you want to be a part of my signals chat, make sure you guys hit the link below and go to my website and register for those signals. And if you want to be a part of my free Telegram chat where I drop trades like this on a weekly basis, make sure you join the Telegram link below. Also, I can guys show you that on this, I caught this for the Lito FX channel. We're currently at 166 subscribers. Let's go ahead and get that up to at least 500. At least 500. So I said potential US30 setup. Boom, gave them a ghost pattern, all that. Boom. See, running 75 points in profit, 150 points in profit, TP smack 200 points, done for the week. Boom. And then I updated them, but I put it in the wrong tab, put it in the channel tab where they can actually talk to me. So you guys take note of this too. So you guys can actually talk to me. If you join the Lito channel chat, make sure you guys hit the actual like comment button right here, and it'll take you to the discussion. And then that overall takes you to this Lito channel chat, and that's how you reach me. If you ever have any questions about a trade analysis that I break down, you can reach me in that chat right here. So you can see, I said thanks US30, hit final TP for over 389 pips. I'll be doing trade breakdown on my video, trade breakdown video on my YouTube. Stay tuned. So that was that. Like I said, if you want to join my signals chat, link in the description. But this was a textbook setup, man. This is a simple trend line break and retest. I gave you guys a lot of confluences with this overall, but I mean, simply you could have just been on the 5 minute and just capitalized on the trend line break and retest and threw a fib on here. Caught this to the -27, -61.8, whatever you are content with, then that was your TP. But hope this video was helpful for you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get us to Lito Gang to 1,000 subscribers. Right now we at like 800 or 850 or something like that. But we've been growing. I haven't been really dropping a lot of videos on YouTube lately, but 2022 is a new year and I got a lot of dope content for you guys. As you can see, I'm sitting in the new office. So I'm gonna give an office breakdown on everything, my setup, all my gear, all of that good stuff in the next upcoming videos. But like I said, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys soon.